Asta was fed up with being above and beyond the most OP character in the entire manga. So he's decided to just make everyone else stronger too.
I swear, this guy gets a new one every other chapter. Like, what's he gonna do next? Share his power with everyone like Naruto and Goku and every other shonen protagonist who came before him?
Well, this is awkward. But despite that, it's important we're all on the same page, as I will explain how Asta's ability makes sense and also completely changed the entire war against Lucius. The Witch Queen sacrifices all her remaining power to heal the Black Bulls because, well, you know why. Nobody dies in Black. Shut your stupid. Okay, I'll stop. Because this actually has an explanation that many people didn't catch. That's why it's important to hit the notification bell for the channel. We cannot forget that the Witch Queen has the ability of fortune telling, which allows her to foresee the future, as shown in chapter 84 and 99. Funnily enough, she also foreshadowed the Asta effect, in which he has changed the timeline and is defying fate to make reality bend to the will of good. Remember, she stated Salamander is much stronger than she expected than the fortune she foresaw, which is exactly what Lucius said to Yuno regarding all the timelines, as Asta has affected every event in the story. Furthermore, her sacrifice was also foreshadowed via Noelle. She stated, if Asta moves, the Black Bulls will follow, and if you're the Witch Queen, in order to protect the forest, make the best choice possible. She didn't have a response, as now she states, I see, in chapter 367. She realizes the fortunes she foresaw require her choice and role to play in bringing about peace in the world. That's why, immediately after saving the Black Bulls, she gives away her position and instantly knows, without Asta stating anything, that he has a new power-up up his sleeve that needs to be used. In doing so, she has begun to show her true age, thus declaring that Vanessa deserves to take her place as the new Witch Queen. Yes guys, we won. We got the Witch Queen back into the story. But at what cost? After waiting for over 250 chapters for her return, instead of developing her role even further, her story is declared over.
That's just lazy writing.
Dorothy has other ideas and steals Vanessa's promotion straight from her, declaring that she will be the new Witch Queen. Since Vanessa's backstory showcases that she was stuck in a cage for 16 years and hasn't experienced life the way she wants just yet, if she had taken the role. So now the former Witch Queen points out how the enemy is still too powerful for everyone. Remember, had it not been for Asta arriving at the vital moment being the shonen MC, they'd all be dead. In fact, Asta and his anti-magic has become the only thing that can save the world. Just like how you're gonna love when the Witch Queen asks Asta if he has a plan for once they have finished recovering, to which he confirms to be the case as he summons Liber. Suddenly, we get a flashback to Asta's time in the Hino country, discussing the capabilities of his power with Ryu. He realized how Asta could apply his anti-magic attribute to another object like a vessel. However, following his Zetan training, he has gotten better at controlling anti-magic and harnessing its power. Therefore, by using the Demon Dweller, Ryu suggests that Asta should try and bestow it to other humans. After all, the power of anti-magic is a completely unknown entity. That's just Tabata's way of saying, bruh, this is my story, I can write whatever I want regarding this power. Thus, using the Demon Dweller sword, Asta shares his power with the Black Bulls, giving each of them their own black form. All of them have Black Air Force energy now. But while some moments in Black Clover can be viewed as a nice homage to the different manga that Tabata loves, this might not be one of them, as this isn't a new ability for the Demon Dweller sword. If you cast your minds back to chapter 207 in the battle with Zagreus, Licht actually used it to absorb Lumiere's protective light magic spell, to then cast it on everyone inside the Shadow Palace. He used it in a similar way where he took the mana and energy from the other elves he was connected with to harness it together to take him out. What's even crazier is that I predicted this 4 years ago, so to claim this wasn't foreshadowed is nonsense. Check out how I sound 4 years ago.
So for some reason, when Licht does this magic and the devil comes back, at page 15, he looks at Asta as if he knows what's up. He's like, yo, what's up, fam? You gonna do something about this, yes or no? It's like he was trying to signal to him on what he needs to do with the sword.
So as you can tell, Asta acknowledged his own room for improvement, stating, is it possible that my swords have more dormant powers? Even before this, Asta performed a similar ability with this sword on a smaller scale, when absorbing Noelle's magic in the dungeon and fired it off towards Mars. However, I think this power-up has both positive and negative connotations, hence the controversy in the community. For starters, seeing an ability we first saw over 100 chapters ago, which Asta witnessed, later be used by him, would always, under most scenarios, be considered brilliant foreshadowing, and it is. But doesn't always translate to great storytelling. What I mean by this is that the Black Bulls are a squad of mismatches who had to work harder than anybody to get their recognition. Nobody can dispute that. It's why we love them, as they aren't fed with a silver spoon like the others. For example, what is, in my opinion, one of, if not Black Clover's greatest ever fights, as it perfectly encapsulates what is so special about the Black Bulls. Dante vs Magna. On paper, this was an automatic L for Magna. There should be absolutely zero way he is able to defeat a 100% Dante with Lucifera's power. Yet through hard work, genius planning, and great teamwork, he made chain deathmatch to bring the fight down to his level. Whereas with this new power-up, they've seemingly admitted defeat after seeing how strong a Paladin is, and have to just piggyback off Asta's power, since we have proven in our other videos he is over 4 times stronger than them. How can people with magic use anti-magic? Well, that's one opinion I can debunk and I don't agree with. I can explain that this isn't a plot hole. We learned from the Witch Queen in chapter 97 that the only reason Asta can wield anti-magic was due to him being a monolith vessel. This is why even the likes of Julius Novachrono couldn't hold Asta's sword, as it immediately started draining and weakening him. So why is that not the case for the Black Bulls? Well, we learned in the chapter when Asta copied Yami's dimension slash that he had figured out how to control his anti-magic to the point where it wouldn't cut those he cared for. We later saw this in action, where his sword had no effect on Ryu, despite a head-on clash with him. This is why Asta's bond with the Black Bulls is so important to the spell's success. Following his training of Zetan, Asta can now control his anti-magic to the point where it won't affect his friends. Yet, they can still use its power, its energy. When Asta first unlocked his black form, it was thanks to the Witch Queen, as by using her blood magic to heal him, she altered his body to allow the anti-magic to flow freely throughout him, which just so happens to be exactly what she did in chapter 367 as well, healing the Black Bulls after using her foresight ability, knowing the future already and the choice that she had to make. Now, to enjoy more peak fiction, watch the video on your screen right now.